I bolted down the stairs of my apartment building in downtown Seattle, one sneaker untied, my laptop bag smacking against my hip like an overexcited kid. It was a crisp October morning in 2024, and I was already late for a critical investor call. My shirt bore a fresh coffee stain, my hair was a mess, and I was mentally rehearsing my pitch when I froze mid-stride. There, in my reserved parking spot number 42, the one I'd fought tooth and nail to secure for 3 years sat a gleaming silver SUV. It was so polished it practically glowed, radiating an arrogance that made my blood boil. Floral stickers adorned the windows, a license plate screamed "Graced One," and a lavender air freshener shaped like a meditation stone hung from the rearview mirror. This wasn't just a car. It was a rolling manifesto of self-righteousness, the kind that silently judged you for owning non-organic produce. My jaw hit the pavement. I stood there, gawking, as if I'd stumbled onto a crime scene. I'd overslept, botched my morning routine, and now this SUV had declared itself my personal nemesis. I circled it, hoping it was a mirage born of sleep deprivation. No such luck. No note, no apology, nothing. Peering inside, I spotted a folded yoga mat, a stack of reusable tote bags, and a book titled Manifest Your Destiny. The irony was so thick it could have choked me. I whipped out my phone, dialed the building manager voicemail. Texted no reply. Checked the guest parking log online zip. I paced around the SUV like a detective, searching for clues. Nothing. The lot was deserted, typical for a Monday at 7 a.m., when everyone's in survival mode. But I was in full-on war mode, ready to battle this mystery vehicle that had colonized my turf. With no time to waste, I parked 4 blocks away, sprinted back, and joined my Zoom call 5 minutes late, sweating through my shirt, my Wi-Fi dropping every time I tried to share my screen. My boss demed me mid-pitch. "We'll talk later. Corporate code for you're screwed." By the time the call ended, I was a wreck, slamming my laptop shut and muttering curses that could have made a sailor blush. I wasn't sure who I hated more, the SUV's owner or the Homeowners Association, HOA, for creating a system so useless it couldn't tow an illegally parked car without a notarized affidavit and a sacrificial goat. That evening, the SUV was still there, mocking me like a permanent fixture. I staked out the lobby, hoping to catch the culprit. Nothing at 10 p.m. Nothing at midnight. The next day, same story. By Wednesday, wasn't just annoying, it was psychological torture. I started leaving polite notes. "Please move your car. This is a reserved spot." By morning, they vanished, as if swallowed by a black hole. One note left a faint smudge on the windshield, proof someone was ignoring me with gusto. I was losing it. Then on Thursday, I saw her. I was trudging back from the grocery store, arms aching, keys in my teeth, plastic bags cutting into my fingers, when I spotted a woman striding toward the SUV. She had a high blonde ponytail, leggings that probably cost more than my rent, and a Bluetooth earpiece like she was brokering peace treaties. She waved goodbye to someone down the street and headed straight for my spot. My heart stopped. An egg carton nearly hit the sidewalk as I sprinted over. "Excuse me," I panted. "Is that your car?" She turned with the poise of a Broadway star, mid-bow. "Oh, sorry, I've been meaning to move it," she said, as casually as if she'd left a sock on the floor, not hijacked my parking for a week. I fought to keep my voice steady. "This is my reserved spot. I've left notes. I've called the HOA." She blinked, sizing me up like I was the one in the wrong. "Oh, I thought it was open. It's so close to the entrance, you know." I figured it was fair game. My brain short-circuited. "It's marked 42. There's a sign. My name's on the lease." She shrugged, tossing her tote bag over her shoulder. "It's just a parking spot, right?" And with that, she sashayed off, leaving me to stew in my own rage. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay awake, fantasizing about towing her car with a crane or stuffing her tailpipe with confetti. By Friday, I was done playing nice. I started snapping time-stamped photos from my window, building a case. I nicknamed her Vanessa, and she was using my spot like her personal VIP lounge. On Saturday, I caught her doing lunges behind the SUV, my spot giggling into her earpiece. I confronted her again. She claimed a sprained ankle required her to park close. Yet there she was, stretching like an Olympian. When I pointed it out, she fake-limped away, dismissing me with a wave. But Saturday evening changed everything. As I passed her SUV, I noticed the passenger window cracked open. Inside, plain as day, was a spare key, glinting like a dare. My pulse raced. I wasn't about to steal or vandalize a petty. But that key sparked an idea, something bold, poetic, and perfectly engineered. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, with a workshop full of tools that could build a spaceship if I wanted. As dusk settled, my mind churned. Vanessa wanted to play dirty? Fine. I'd rewrite the rules. By Sunday, my garage was a mad scientist's lair: chains, clamps, carabiners, and a whiteboard covered in diagrams. I wasn't out for destruction. I wanted balance, a lesson Vanessa couldn't ignore. I designed a modular chain grid to encase her SUV without a scratch, complete with motion sensors, a salvaged industrial winch, and a magnetic lock tied to a key fob on my phone. It was non-destructive, fully reversible, and legally defensible. I even scripted a program to log timestamps and footage in case the HOA got feisty. I tested it on my own car: 15 minutes to lock, 5 to unlock. Flawless. At 2 a.m., Monday, with my buddy Sam as lookout, we crept into the lot like covert operatives. Sam held the flashlight, scanning for security while I unrolled the chains. We worked like a pit crew, looping the base around the tires, securing vertical cables around the doors, and locking the grid with a satisfying click. We topped it with an orange construction netting bow and a laminated tag. For those who take what isn't theirs. 17 minutes, start to finish. We vanished into the building, high-fiving in silence. Monday morning, chaos erupted. At 6:45, I was at my window, coffee in hand. At 7:15, Vanessa burst out of the building, reusable mug in one hand, purse in the other. She strutted toward her SUV, then stopped dead, nearly dropping her coffee. Her arms flailed as she circled the car, tugging at the chains, shouting, "What the hell is this? Are you kidding me?" Her voice echoed through the lot. She snapped photos, paced like a caged animal, and called someone, ranting about vandalism. I sipped my coffee, savoring the show. By 8 a.m., the HOA president, Mr. Grayson, arrived, clipboard in hand, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. Vanessa pounced, gesturing wildly, repeating, "It's just a parking spot." Grayson knocked on my door. I greeted him calmly, second coffee in hand. "Mr. Carter," he said, "did you chain someone's car?" I nodded, showing him my evidence photos, notes, emails, even a clip of Vanessa claiming the spot was free. His eyes widened. "I just want a conversation," I said. "And don't worry, it's all removable. No damage." Vanessa stormed up, fuming. "This is insane. You can't trap my car." I replied coolly, "You can't steal my spot. It cost me $100 a month." She demanded the police. They came, inspected the setup, and chuckled. "Most secure parking job I've seen," one officer said. "No crime, just a civil dispute." I offered to unlock it if Vanessa signed an agreement acknowledging my spot. She refused, storming off. I relocked the chains and went upstairs, the victor in round one. The story exploded. Neighbors sent laughing emojis, left me a coffee gift card, even gave me nods of respect. Vanessa, though, wasn't done. A week later, an urgent HOA letter slid under my door, accusing me of unauthorized mechanical modifications and slapping me with a $500 fine. Vanessa had joined the HOA board and voted on her own case. I called the secretary, Ellen, who claimed Vanessa was neutral. I hung up, livid but focused. I compiled a dossier: bylaws, parking rules, ignored emails, and a bombshell from a neighbor, Mr. Harold, who revealed Vanessa's history of similar stunts at another complex. She'd been ousted from their board after bullying residents. Armed with this, I demanded a hearing. The community room was packed, residents airing grievances about Vanessa's reign of petty tyranny. I presented my case calmly, ending with, "You let one person bend the rules, and now you're punishing me for defending my rights." Silence. "Mr. Harold, back me up." Another board member admitted to being pressured into voting. Residents chimed in, exposing Vanessa's double standards. She tried to defend herself, but her voice cracked, her influence crumbling. The board delayed their vote, but the tide had turned. By Sunday, Vanessa handed me a typed letter admitting her fault, though laced with sarcasm. I unlocked her SUV, left a note, "Welcome back to reality," and watched her slink away. The HOA rescinded my fine, recognized my spot, and launched reforms after Vanessa resigned from the board. Spot 42 became a symbol, marked with a small sign, "Reserved. Respect required." The chain incident became legend, a story of standing up to entitlement with steel and strategy. But here's where it gets juicy. Was I a hero for defending my rights? Or did I go too far with the chains? Should Vanessa have been publicly shamed? Or was she just clueless? And what about the HO? Were they complicit in letting her run rampant? Or just spineless? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that like button if you're Team Carter, and subscribe for more stories where justice gets a little creative. What would you have done?